Hi ladies, it's Sunday, I was going to say morning, but it's probably just about lunchtime actually here in the UK. Weather's not too bad. I don't know why I'm always fascinated by the weather, but I am. So for anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Stephanie. I am your coach, your curator for this amazing community, Women Who Don't Drink. So new ladies, we've always got new ladies coming in every week. Please watch the welcome video pinned to the top of the page. Come in, say hi. We love it when you say hi. And lots of the other ladies will welcome you in as well. So we've just done a 7-day alcohol-free challenge. I will do another one probably in about 6 weeks, but I will keep you posted about that. So I hope you enjoyed it, just to give you a little bit of a flavour of the types of things that we talk about when I do online coaching programs. So lots and lots of different tips and techniques. Obviously the 7-day one is starting right at the beginning. So it's getting you to learn about your drinking, really all that basic stuff about units and calories and money and motivation and what's your why, and a little bit of education so you understand what the risks are, because for some people that can be really, really motivating. We also did some stuff on triggers and cravings, which, to be honest with you, I could probably spend a month talking about triggers and cravings. I feel like that's quite a bit of a bedrock in the early days. So for anyone that has enjoyed the 7-day alcohol-free challenge, or your early days, or you're struggling a bit on your own, I am currently taking sign-ups for my new online coaching program. There will be only one online coaching program now, which is great, makes life a lot easier for everyone. It's called Stop Drinking and Start Living. It's holistic. I will post the link with this video so you can have a look. Tackles lots and lots of different issues, but doesn't take up too much of your time. So, and I'm doing a special offer on that at the moment because it's the first time I'm running it, this particular program. So it is a bargain. So sign up, ladies, and then I can support you even more, and we can get you off onto a healthy, happy life. But maybe just have a great summer, let's not think too big. Let's just have a really good summer. Okay, so today I wanted to talk a bit about cravings, following on from the video I did in the week about triggers. I do pop in at least once a week. It's usually on a Thursday evening, but sometimes I do like to do impromptu little videos. So I particularly wanted to follow up on the cravings, because I think for the first few months this can be a real issue for people. So I just wanted to give you some tips really on how to handle that. So a craving. So our thoughts create our reality, okay? Now we're not conscious of this. We can't be conscious of this. We might have little snippets of it, little moments. But what we think about creates how we feel and creates our behaviour. So that we're dealing with millions, so much information, and we filter that information. We don't take all the information in, we sort of filter little bits and pieces. And we have millions of thoughts throughout the day, and you're not going to be aware of hardly any of those. So you might see something, not be consciously aware that you've seen something that triggers sort of a visual image, which then sort of triggers your process, and before you know it you're into a craving, but you might not realise what happened. It could be for many reasons, that you've seen something, a certain person, being in a certain place, a memory, just being around it, a feeling, it could a smell, it can be a taste, it can be absolutely anything that triggers this, and you may not be aware of what's triggered it. And actually maybe the first time you realise is that you are in a craving, and a craving can feel really, really strong, that really strong desire. And a lot of people talk about, I gave in to the craving, because that feels like the only way to shut it up sometimes. It isn't, though. And also these can happen at different times of the day. Remember that these are learned responses. So a lot of my work is about habit. It's about, you weren't born drinking, well, most of us weren't anyway. So you've learned how to do this. Alcohol is a highly addictive substance. Yes, it's legal, but it's highly addictive. And actually, if we were reclassifying substances today, it would be a Class A substance. There is no doubt about that. And it would sit up there with heroin and cocaine. So we're in this funny situation where we're bombarded with images of people drinking and looking fine, and you know, because you can't see how they feel, and TV programs and adverts, and some of the bottles look lovely, don't they? Come on, let's be honest about this. So we're bombarded with these images of where everything looks okay, but actually the reality is it isn't okay, and it isn't okay for a lot of people. And that's not about whether you have a significant problem or not. It could just be that what people call normal drinkers, although I hate that, but you know what I mean when I say that. You know, somebody who might drink a few times a week, you know, people aren't aware of, you know, how they're sort of building up these habits. So there's so much sort of cultural norms, habits, historical stuff tied into this. So when you stop, whether you're reducing, even if you're taking a break, even if it's just for 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, I would love it if you did 28 days, you know, or even if you're planning on stopping forever, there's a period of readjustment. And now this is why I talk about in my online coaching programs, and when I do face-to-face coaching, I talk about so many different things, and I make it applicable to you, because this is about life. This is about you changing things so that it supports you to do this, okay? There's so many different ways that you can change things. And it isn't that, you know, you might try 100 things, but there's one thing that makes a difference and you just don't know what it is. And it might be a really little thing. So that's why I encourage people to sort of do, you know, try lots of different things until they find the thing that works for them. So what you can do with this is you can, when you have the craving, you can notice it. You know, it's a craving. Notice it like any thought or feeling that you may have, understanding that this is a learned response to past behaviour, to past memories, okay? And actually there's a period of time of readjustment where you're going to learn new habits and they won't be as strong. Trust me, they won't. This is different for everyone, but you know, maybe a week, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe the first few months, but then it just gets easier, okay? The more you do it, it gets easier, so trust me. I still have, 12 years in, I still have cravings, but they're like, God, they're hardly anything. It's like 1%, you know, it's like a, oh, that's an odd thought type of thing, you know, without the intensity of the desire that goes with it, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is to notice it and understand that this is a normal response to past behaviour, past habit and past memories, okay? And all you're going to do is relearn. You're going to learn some new stuff. So you can notice it and let it go. Now the trick is not to add to it. So what we do is when we think in pictures, we think in sounds. Everybody's different, feelings, smell and taste. So when you notice that, don't add to it. Don't continue the thought. Don't give it weight. Don't give it power, okay? So you notice it and you let it go. That's the really important thing, right? Don't buy into it. Also, just let it pass. You know, if you're in a craving and you can't let it go, notice it and let it go. Just be with it and let it pass. It will pass. I think at the worst, a craving is going to last 20 minutes, okay? So the one thing, you're going to hear me say this a lot, the one thing I can guarantee you is that everything will pass, okay? Everything will change. We don't, even when life's really difficult and it might feel like that's going to be like that forever, it's not. You know, even if it takes a year, a few years, you know, my life was difficult for a good few years. I couldn't really see the end in sight. It does change. It has changed, you know. That's the one thing I can guarantee you, is that everything changes. So it will pass. You will not stay in a craving forever, even if it feels really intense in that moment, okay? Distraction. This is one of my all-time favourites for early days. So if you're early days ladies, having a handful of things that you can use as distraction techniques for when you are in a craving. Because let's be honest, when you're early days and you're in a craving, noticing it and letting it go, great if you can do that, not many people can, or just letting it pass can be quite difficult, but actually distraction can be easier to do, okay? Now when I'm talking about distraction, I'm talking about changing your state. So when you're in a craving, you are in an emotional state, okay? You've got it all going on there and it feels quite strong. So it's how you shift yourself to change how you feel quickly, change state. So stuff like going for a brisk walk, going for a run, phoning a friend, watching a film, having a bath, a cold shower. What I'm talking about is short, sharp shock stuff, okay? Loud rock music on the iPod. That's always a winner for me. You know, AC/DC, really, really loud. Oh my God, changes my state really, really quickly. So what you need is you need a handful of things that are going to change your state really quickly. And then what you need to do is you almost need to, when you're in the craving, is force yourself to pick one and then do it. If that doesn't work, pick the next one and keep doing it. I guarantee you, by the time you've got to the end of the list, your craving will have passed, okay? So a few tips there about cravings, ladies. I hope you've enjoyed the 7 days alcohol free challenge. I hope you've enjoyed it so much that you want to continue. Having a 28-day, 30-day break is really going to help your body and your brain. And then if there's things that you want to do, you know, if you do want to drink, there are things, please ask me, because there are things that I can teach around occasional drinking, so that you stay only having an occasional drink, because after all, it's a highly addictive substance. And if you like what I'm about and you really want to do this, then sign up for the online program, okay? Taking sign ups today. That'll probably be it after that. See you soon. Any questions, please ask.